Hello and welcome back to another video. So I'm going to try to keep this explanation short because in my last video I talked about having a special series video idea, and that's this video is kind of the start of that. So basically I have 32 series on my TBR, some of them currently being read, some of them I haven't read yet, and I've decided to do this maybe once like a month or once a couple months to spin this wheel, and it picks a series and I have to read the rest of that series. There are 32 on here, and some of these series are really long, so this may last me a while to get through, and obviously I'll be adding more series to it as I find more series that I want to read. So probably this series probably will never end. Basically, the name of the game is I spin this wheel, you can't see it, with all 32 entries, and I have to read every book that is in that series. I am allowing myself one break period where I can film a different video to give you guys kind of a break of the repetitiveness. One break, and then I read basically the whole thing. Now, there are some on here that I can only read to like the best of my abilities, and what I mean by that is some of them I don't own the next book in, or I can't get the book on like Kindle Unlimited or something. So there are some that are just one or two. Some of them, the next book's not even out yet, but it's still a series. Or like the next two, like there's 2 books out, but the rest of them aren't out yet. So, yeah. Anyways, let's spin this wheel. Okay. I'm allowing myself 2 respins, and hopefully I don't get anything I don't want. There's probably a lot on here I don't want, but I'm hopeful. Okay, this is such a weird way to start a series video, a video about series, when I can only read the first one in this series. Okay, let me grab the book. Okay, I got the book. This is The Six Olympians by Maria Alarcon. I follow this author on Instagram. Before I started doing that, her videos about this book were bombarding my feed because, as you guys know, I am a Percy Jackson fan. This is also a Greek mythology book. Not at all similar to Percy Jackson in any way, shape, or form, but it is, well, that I know of. I haven't read it yet. This is technically a duology. As of right now, I think it might be a trilogy, but so far only 2 books are out. I only own the first one. That's why there was a 1 next to the name. I hate that I'm starting this series off with just like a 1 book, but I've really been wanting to read this book. I bought it recently. There's the book haul on my Instagram if you want to go check it out. And actually I'm really excited about it. How long is this book? I don't want to read any spoilers, but see, like it says The Six Olympians will return. So this book, it's only 270 pages. I promise you I'm going to read this book probably in 1 sitting. So what I'm going to do is, since this was a 1 book, I will come at the end after finishing this book and I will respin again. Okay? I think if that happens and I only get a 1 book, we will respin, and then whatever that series is, whether it's a 3 to 6, whatever, I will be doing that series next, okay? Because I want to give you guys a full-on series, but I do really want to read this book, and I have 2 respins, but I don't want to respin. I don't want to respin at all, okay? I don't want to respin at all. So basically the plot of this book is Kronos, instead of swallowing his children, the Greek gods, which is the original myth, they get banished to Earth with jumbled memories, and when they turn, I think it's 16, their past and powers start to break through, and they find out that they're a part of this prophecy to destroy their father Kronos. So these guys are all teenagers. So imagine Greek gods as teenagers, and I think this is a multiple POV as well. I don't know how many POVs it goes through, because there are 6 of them. I don't know if it goes through all 6 POVs, or if it's just... Oh, I love this dedication. Here, I'll read it. I'm going to read this for you. To the readers that make books their home and characters their family, and the readers that carry the stories they read within them for the rest of their lives, I hope this story and these characters can become some of yours. That's such an... Oh, I love that. Okay, character index. 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, we only meet 5? We only meet 5 of the 6 Olympians in this book? Oh no, I miscounted. We do meet all 6. So we have Zeus, who's, you know, lightning, weather, and his, I guess, mortal name, human name, is Zach Hale. We have Hades, who's called god of the underworld, whatever. He's called Harry Black. We have Hera, Haley or Hales or Hals, Hales, maybe. Kincad, which Hera is the goddess of marriage. That's all I remember her being. Aphrodite, Aubrey Huxley, she is the goddess of love. Poseidon, Pete Hayes, he is the god of the sea. And then Hestia, Hallie Monroe. Hestia is the goddess of the hearth and hospitality. She's the goddess of hospitality, basically. Why am I so excited to read this? I am a little worried. Like, so I can't remember how the Greek. So I think. Sorry, I got a notification. I am so excited to read this, and it's only 270 pages. I will be coming back when I reach a certain point or whenever thoughts erupt in my head, but I'm so excited to be reading this book. And I want to shout out to this author because she is doing incredible on Instagram. I'd look up, so the account that I follow is called The Six Olympians, which is the author. She just has her title of her book as her name. Go check that out because everything she's posted about her book has made me want to read it. Okay, so shout out, I know she probably will never see this, but shout out to her because this book is amazing. And I actually am really tempted to, if the review's good, I'm hoping the review will be good. I have really gotten into Greek mythology stories since, Percy Jackson. So I'm actually really excited to be reading this. All right, I'll come update you guys kind of whenever a thought provokes me, I guess. And when I finish this, we will respin again, and that'll be the next series I will be reading. So, see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm like 21% of the way through The Six Olympians. I'm enjoying this book. Again, only 20% of the way through, but it's actually pretty good. I'm on chapter 7, and it's in Aubrey's POV. So, it's, I don't know if you guys can see me very well. There we go. We're going to back up a little bit more. So, basically, like I said earlier, these guys are the Greek gods sent down into the earth, on earth, and have jumbled up memories and powers and whatever. So something that I found was really interesting is that when they showed up at they showed up at an orphanage when they were like 7 years old, and basically they called each other their Greek god names. And everybody's like, are you guys crazy? Are you guys insane? Like, they made them believe, these 6 people, the 6 Olympians, believed that they were insane. Basically, like, you guys are crazy, this is just your figment of imagination, you are not Greek gods. So fast forward to now they're 16, and they've kind of all gone their separate ways. They don't really hang around each other very much, because when they did, they would have these random flashes of memories or weird dreams and things like that. And basically they are on a night out, they kind of all hang out together, and they all have this collective friend named Delphi, who in Greek mythology, I actually need to Google that. I'm pretty sure the island of Delphi, I think that's where there's an oracle of Delphi. I can't remember if that's also where Artemis and Apollo were born. I can't, there we go, Delphi, Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, Delphi was the sacred site of the oracle of Apollo, considered the center of the world and the mouthpiece of the god Apollo. Located on Mount Delphi was overseen by the priestess known as Oh my word, that is so cool. Okay, that was awesome. I'm so glad I Googled a bunch of this stuff. So basically the bar that these characters go to is called Pytha, and that is actually the priestess who was overseeing the Oracle of Delphi. And the bartender that they're good friends with, her name is Delphi. So I promise you that Delphi knows something about them, that she has she's Delphi. And then I also looked up, so the drinks that they were drinking, I kind of got it from the way that they described it. I'll read that actually right here. Okay, I gotta flip a few pages. So this one is in Jack's POV, Zach's POV, where Delphi gives them these drinks, and She says something, and as she said, 6 glasses of golden liquid in front of them. Now, reading Percy Jackson, nectar and ambrosia are the food and drinks of the gods, which actually is a part of Greek mythology. It's not just a Percy Jackson thing. Not even knowing what it is, we all down it. I gotta say, I understand what he's talking about alcohol, because he doesn't actually know that it's nectar. I promise you this is nectar because of the way he explains it. The feeling after you drink it, you feel all warm and powerful inside. I guess that's why she only gives us one each time we visit. Peter says, like, hey, thanks, this drink was delicious. Does this taste like vanilla to any of you? Haley, aka Hestia, asks Harry, who shakes his head. Harry tastes pomegranate, which there's a whole thing in Greek mythology with pomegranates, due to, like, if you eat with, Hades, Persephone, if you eat from a pomegranate from Persephone's garden, you get trapped in the underworld forever. And then Zach tastes honey, Hallie tastes vanilla, and I think that's the only three that mentioned something, but ambrosia tastes differently to each god. And another thing is, another thing I googled is, it's the drink of the divine gods, which along with its counterpart ambrosia, helps them maintain immortality, youth, and their divine nature. So I think that Delphi has been feeding them nectar and possibly ambrosia too. I don't know if they get food here. And basically, to help them keep their powers. And why I'm correlating this is just in a few chapters before is Harry, aka Hades, got really angry at something, and the light bulbs blew out, but they were freezing cold to the touch. And then you have Peter, aka Poseidon, and he made it rain, and he's perfectly dry. So I think that the story is starting to pick up now, and they are starting to, like, Delphi just, like, overheard them have a conversation about this, like, lion bird thing, and I cannot remember what that's called. I'm Googling it. Lion bird. Lion with wings in Greek mythology. There we go. A griffin. Oh my, am I stupid? How do I not remember what a griffin is? Oh, and actually it says another winged lion-like creature is a chimera. I think what they saw was a griffin. I think griffin makes more sense because they thought it was a giant bird. So I'm going to go with griffin. So if they saw a griffin, so I think Delphi's going to go and explain, like, oh no, stuff's happening. You guys need to prepare for this prophecy that you're a part of. I'm so excited. This book is actually so good. I think it's like this author's debut novel as well. She has written a second one. Is probably going to write a third one, I think. But, okay. Oh, I'm not reading the description. Oh, griffins were also considered protective creatures for Zeus. Cool. Nice. That's actually really interesting. I do a lot of Googling when it comes to books that I'm like, am I remembering this story correctly? So, it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's so good. I'm really enjoying this. I think it's an interesting take, like a different take on Greek mythology than I've read. Obviously, the only Greek mythology things I've read are Percy Jackson. So I really like this kind of it's a bit more interesting it's a bit more my age, because these characters are 16, I'm 18, so I'm a little bit older, but I think it's a little bit more written for my age range of high schoolers than Percy Jackson was, but this is good. Okay, I'll come back and update you guys in a little bit, probably when I'm about 60% of the way through it. So, yeah. So, I finished The Six Olympians. I know I was only 20% of the way through it in the last clip, but I could not put this book down for the life of me. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. The reason why it wasn't 5 stars, because I'm going to start this off by saying the reason why it wasn't 5 stars. This is the debut novel of this author. So normally when you read a debut novel, you're kind of going into it like, we're going to give some grace, it's their first book. They're still trying to learn tricks of the trade, and kind of they're working on it, I will say the reason why it isn't 5 stars is because some of the writing in this didn't 100% make sense. There were a few things that, like, I could tell it was a debut novel. Not in a bad way. It was a very, this is, like, almost a little nitpicky, honestly, but it was a very minute, like, it was, like, every, like, couple chapters, there would be, like, a sentence or, like, something that I'm just, like, I definitely, and personally, I would have reworded that because it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I had to reword it in my head. But other than that, this is a great book. I love all 6 of our main characters. I think that they are pretty well thought out, pretty well developed. I mean, obviously there is a second book, and I think there might be a third one coming out at some point. But I did really love this. Now, if you aren't a Greek mythology, like, if you don't know a lot about Greek mythology, you're definitely gonna have to Google a lot of things, because there are a lot of, they're not really niche, they kind of are, but there are a lot of Greek mythology references in here that aren't fully explained. And, like not right at the moment they're mentioned. They're explained a little bit later, and then there's some that are just not really mentioned at all, or when they are mentioned and described or, like, explained very briefly and not in a lot of detail. So if you're someone who needs a lot of wait, why is this happening? What do you mean? What, huh? If you're that one of those people, Google it. I'm sure you'll be able to find it somewhere. But yeah, I loved this book. This was such a quick read. It's only 270 pages, and it was so good. So good. I'm still wrapping my brain around the cliffhanger at the end of this book. It was crazy. And I love these characters' friendships. I love how at the beginning of the book, they all don't really talk to each other, and then they're kind of thrusted into spending all this time together, and then by the end of the book, they are really, really close, and they are more of a family. Dysfunctional family, but still more of a family than they were at the beginning of the book, and I really like that. Like, those character growths of each character has grown and matured ish. Some of them still are kind of the same characters they were at the beginning. Some have matured and grown since the beginning to the end, and I cannot wait to read the second one whenever I get my hands on the second one. This was so good, and I do 10 out of 10 recommend if you are a fan of the Percy Jackson universe and you're quite a bit older than that, like, you want to read something else Greek mythology wise, and you're maybe more around my age of, like, 18, 19, or even, like, in your 20s, or more of an adult. I mean, not saying this is an adult book, but I wouldn't recommend this to a middle schooler. There's a bit of swearing in it, but other than that, it's not, like, inappropriate or anything. It's just, I feel like this one fits a bit more for the high school, young adult age range than Percy Jackson, which was mainly written for middle schoolers. Since these characters are 16 years old, and it's just geared more towards those readers in mind. So, really enjoyed this book. 10 out of 10 recommend if you are a Percy Jackson fan and you want to read something like myself, who wants to read more things Greek mythology wise, but still want it to be unique and interesting. 6 Olympians. Really enjoyed it. And Yuko, this author, for, publishing this idea, and I cannot wait to read the next one. And if there is a third one, I will be reading the rest of this series for however long it will be. Now, I said at the beginning of this video, because I can only read the one book in the series, I don't have the next one, I will be respinning. And if we get another one book in, like, another one book end of the series, or I can only read one book in the series, I will add it to this video. But if we get a series that's like 2 books or longer, I think I'll make that the next video that will come out. So you may just have to wait and see. So, alright, let's spin. Again, I allow myself 2 respins, and let's do it. I'm excited. I don't want to read this. It's, actually the book's, like, right over there. It's, A Whole New World, which is an Aladdin Twisted Tales book. I don't really want to read this. We're respinning. Sorry, Aladdin, I'm just not really in the mood for... I love Liz Braswell. I actually do love her writing, just not in the mood for her right now. I don't even know what I'm in the mood for, honestly. After that, I really don't know. Why do I keep getting ones? And I don't remember. Can I get one that, like, okay, I will, if it's another one, then we'll do that. But I'm like, why do I keep getting, and I don't want to read Ship of the Dead. I said that at the beginning of the series. I'm not really in a Rick Riordan mood right now. I'm not. So, no offense to Rick Riordan. I'm just not really in the mood. So this is my last respin. Hopefully I get something that, oh, I probably actually should take off the ones I've already spun, shouldn't I? I'm going to do that. Well, I did just roll. And I ended up getting, yeah, we're gonna hide the choices of the ones I already spun. Because, there we go. Okay, we're gonna redo that spin. I was like, I probably should have done that beforehand. What? Okay, no, I can't read this book because I might actually just keep respinning. I can't read this book because it may be my book club's book for next month, and I don't want to read it now. I actually want to read the book, and it's also another one. Why am I keep getting ones? You guys wouldn't be mad at me if I respun, would you? Because I think there's only one other just one series on here, right? Yes, and that's Starsight, but I'm pretty positive I'm not gonna get that. If I get that, bruh. So yes, so it was A School for Good and Evil and a book club that I'm a part of. I think for as of right now, we're doing a poll. As of right now, I think that's the book we're reading next month in December. I'm not reading that. If that's obviously possibly going to be the book, I'm not going to read it now. I want to read it with the book club. So we're not doing that. So I know I said I only give myself 2 respins, but that one, I would have read that one if it wasn't the book that I got. So it's my video, so I can kind of do whatever I want. If I get Starsight, I'm gonna be so... Oh, yes, I didn't get Starsight. I got Dance of Thieves, the duology. So it's a 2-book series. And it's actually the first one is on my fall/winter TBR. And then the second one's over here. This is by Mary A. Pearson. I heard about this book from Haley Pham, a popular booktuber. And I think this is about... I want to say it's like a Romeo and Juliet thing. Like it takes like the forbidden love, warring families thing. I'm going to read the back. A formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations. A son destined to lead, thrusted suddenly into power. 3 fierce young women of the Rattan, the Queen's premier guard. A legendary street thief leading a mission, determined to prove herself. A dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat and mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them intimately together in a battle that may cost them their lives or their hearts. And so it is a duology. There are 2 books, and they are very beautiful books. So yeah, we are going to be doing this. So since it is 2 books, I'm going to make this its own video, me reading these both in one video. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!